I was born November 23rd, 1986, roughly about just shy of 2 p.m. in the afternoon at John C. Lincoln, and I was airback to St. Joseph's Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. And I spent, I believe, the first 4 days of my life in an incubator. And then, they took me home. I was on a heart and lung monitor for 2 or 3 weeks, back and forth to the hospital. Finally, I came out of it, grew up. My family was a little mixed. I had, my half sister, my mom, my dad, and pretty much grew up. One of my parents was always working, if not both of them. And my sister, she went to school, or she was at the grandparents, my mom's side. And it was me and my friend, like Matthew, and we were pretty much buddies growing up to about 5 or 6 years old. Thick as thieves. And we spent a lot of time sharpening sticks and climbing trees and riding our bikes and playing tag or whatever it is kids do. I know one thing distinctly though, I didn't spend a lot of time at home. I went out a lot. Anytime I could get outside, I was outside. And a couple of reasons. One, I like being outside. Two, home life wasn't always the best. My grandmother, my father's mom, my grandmother Noack, pretty much raised me a lot of the time. We probably wouldn't have made it without her. The best person I've known ever, period, end of story. And my mom and dad, they divorced when I was 7 or 8 years old. When my mom left, she left us with about $45,000 worth of debt, which after the bank did their fees and everything, about $55,000 worth of debt. And I seen the bank statements as a kid. And so my dad caught us up in like just over 3 years or just under 4 years. And he did this, he didn't have a college degree or anything. So he did this by working at least 40 hours a week, repairing cracked cylinder heads on the weekend, and honestly, selling drugs. Methamphetamine and marijuana mainly. And grew up in that environment. It is what it is. I started smoking pot probably at about 11, 12 years old. Started drinking right around the same time. I developed what they say a mental illness at the age of about 18, 19. Right around the time my high school sweetheart broke up with me. I had a close friend from high school, commit suicide, and my grandmother that raised me, my father's mother, died. And that all happened within about a week or 2 week period. And it kind of broke me at the time. And I ended up, I don't know exactly how to explain mental illness. Anyone who's done hallucinogens, or it's kind of like that thing you think you see at the corner of your eye. Well, imagine that thing out of the corner of your eye becoming like a whole another realm. Yeah, I've been through so many stages of mental illness. It's just insane. They first prescribed me about 13 different medications, and now what they do in mental illness, and I've seen it time and time again, is they over-medicate at first. And that's kind of the way of stabilizing someone who's just off in another place. Your body's here, and of course everyone can see whatever, but my mind and my perception is not here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I live in an abandoned house. It's not always cool. It's sometimes hot. It was hot last night when I went to sleep. But I live with people I can trust. And yeah, the people I live with, we get in arguments, but later on the next day or so, we talk about it, we get over it, we fix it. There's drama sometimes amongst the community of people who are living in abandoned houses or tents or whatever you want to call them. And we work through it. We get through it. I just look at it. I was baptized Catholic Christian, and I don't like that label. It's not that I don't want to believe. I definitely believe there's one essence or one body of energy or one being, if you would, that's God, or what you want to call it, Allah, whatever you want, Buddha, whatever you want to call it. But when I've found that I've defined myself, I don't want to define myself as one religion and cast out the rest. this is kind of my life goal. If I can die or leave this earth, both if you have, I'd like to accomplish one thing in this lifetime, and that is no holds barred, no discrimination. If you're born on this planet, if you're from here or you come here, whatever, you're provided water, clean drinking water, food, and shelter with no questions asked. That's it.
What's your dream?
That's my dream, man.
Is there anything you hope to do to make that happen?
Find a way to make that happen. Maybe this video, I don't know. I mean, maybe people will see it and get inspired and be like, you know, that's a pretty decent idea, you know? I don't know if you've ever gone without those things, but if you have, you know that you want everyone to have those.
Have you ever gone without food, shelter, or water?
Not really water so much. I mean, I've been thirsty. I mean, not within like an inch of my life or anything, but I've been thirsty. I've been hungry. You know, I've been cold. You know, I've been hot. I've had it, you know? And everyone should have those things. Everyone.